and welcome to a quick Chelsea chat. Just sort of update you for those that didn't see the game. This morning, Saturday the 30th of July 2022, a Chelsea 11 played against a Udinese 11 in Italy, and it ended up as Udinese 0, Chelsea 2. It was basically a lot of the players that didn't play an awful lot of minutes or didn't play any at all last night. So, yeah, decent game. Just the same percentage control as last night. We had 68%. We had 18 shots with 8 being on target. And, yeah, good all round display, really. We started off with Kepa in goal. We had Ruben Loftus-Cheek at right wing back. We had Ben Chilwell at left wing back. And in the middle, on the right hand side, we had Chalobah. We had Ampadu in the middle of defence, and we had Malang Sarr just to the left of him. In midfield, we had Conor Gallagher and Mateo Kovacic. In front of them, Ziyech and Pulisic. And up front, we started off for the first half with Broja. And, yeah, I was looking forward to seeing Broja. Unfortunately, because he's just coming back from an injury, it was pre-arranged that he'd only play 45 minutes. But, and obviously, he's getting slaughtered on social media because the young lad he missed really a sitter. It was a lot harder than it probably looked because it got whipped in from the side. He's opened up his body. He's put his foot on it to try and steer it wide of the keeper, and he steered it wide of the post. You expect your top quality forwards to be putting them away. But it was what it was. I've seen Drogba, Costa, Kerry Dixon and Peter Osgood miss similar sort of chances. So I'm not going to go in too hard on a young man who's could have got another goal. He hit it at the keeper. But his movement, his hold-up play and everything else this morning I thought was exceptional in those 45 minutes. His attitude was spot on. I say, running into the channels, I thought to myself, do you know what? You could save us millions of pounds if you're given a chance and you're given enough minutes. I made a comparison that some people didn't like about Broja. His first season with Southampton, his figures really proportionately about the same as Harry Kane's first Premiership season figures. People seem to like you shouldn't be comparing Kane with Broja. Well, I can compare who I want with who I want. It's a free country. Last time I looked, and I wasn't actually comparing them as forwards. Now I was comparing their first Premiership season. Some of these people not only got low football IQs and lack of patience, they've also got pretty poor manners. So I just say, all right, we'll agree to disagree. I respect your opinion, which I do respect their right to have an opinion. It's just the lack of support for young players at Chelsea. So the lack of support for players, full stop, that I find sad more than anything nowadays. I'm not going to go into loads of cabbage pictures. I think I got them out of my system last night when I was drunk. But those that watch these videos know my thoughts on unsupportive supporters, people that are always finding something to moan about. So yeah, let's have a little look. Kepa, he didn't have an awful lot to do, but one decent save. He looks assured. I'm told that he's going to Napoli on loan, but we're paying 75% of his wages. I'm not told. I've seen that on these Google alerts that you get, That's a shocking deal, unless it's just to put him back in the shop window. I mean, we did after all spend 70 odd million on him, and I think we'd be lucky to get 30 now. So if he has a blinding year in the Italian league, then maybe his price will go up. Chalobah was getting a lot of stick this morning. Not sure why. I thought he had a decent game. Didn't set the world alight. But I'll score him as I go. Kepa, he's going to get a 6. Not for any fault of his own. He just didn't have an awful lot to do. What he had to do, he did well. Chalobah gets a 6. Pretty much the same. Come up well. Took a header from a corner. His defensive duties were okay to me. People were saying, looks like he's always got a mistake in him. Well, I didn't actually see any mistakes unless I was looking away from the action for a minute, or I blinked or something, but he seemed okay to me. I thought Ampadu had a very distinguished game in the middle of defence. Didn't put a foot wrong. Looked in full control. I think the biggest compliment I can give him was that I don't think we missed Silva there this morning. He just looked calm and assured. And well done, Ethan Ampadu. And you're going to get an 8 for such an assured performance. Sarr gets a 6. I didn't think it was the worst game in the world. He sometimes gets caught out of position, which he did this morning. Another one that got a header from a corner that could have gone. I think the keeper saved his header. But yeah, not the worst game I've seen Malang Sarr, so I'm not going to absolutely hammer him. Chilwell looks like a player that needs the minutes in his legs. He looked like a player that missed most of last season, and I can see why he didn't play in the side last night. Don't get me wrong, the old Chile was still there. A couple of really good crosses, always willing to overlap, but he just looks like he lacks match fitness. And yeah, some good minutes in his legs today, in his legs and his lungs. I'm going to give Chile a 6. He looks hindered by the lack of minutes and the lack of match fitness. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he's going to get... do you know what? He's going to get man of the match. He's going to get 8.5 from me. I thought he grew into the match at right wing back. He was always a danger. He whipped some great crosses in. He got fouled for the penalty that Ziyech put away nicely. One of these ones where he cuts... He's running towards a player, but then he cuts the ball from 1 foot behind him and puts it onto the left foot. It's yeah, it looked good. I think if it had come off, he'd have been through on goal anyway, but he got brought over. We were spoilt for choice on the penalty. First of all, it was Ruben Loftus-Cheek that got brought over, and then Conor Gallagher got pushed to the floor. I think they were both penalties. But yeah, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he scored the opener, a little dink over the goalkeeper, and their goalkeeper played well, by the way. But a little dink over their goalkeeper, and yeah, 8.5 man a match. Kovacic looked like, as the game went on, he got weaker and weaker. Started off like a steam train, like you'd expect him to. Looked a little bit like Chilwell, as though he needed minutes in those legs. And obviously, with a manager watching, he sees this far better than we do. We just pick our player in their prime of fitness and their best moments, but they see them in training, whether they're struggling or not. So Kova looks like he's working on his fitness. Decent game though, and he gets a 6.5 from me. Gallagher gets a 7. Again, it was hot out there this morning, even though it was a morning game. And I know we've got people on social media who can run for 180 minutes in 100 degrees, but these are just mere mortals who play for Chelsea. And Gallagher, he started off well. His attitude was spot on. decent shot on goal, always available. That's all I can say. It looked a really, really good prospect. Not sure, you know, that he's going to set the world alight this season. I'm really not. Sometimes I think because he's back at Chelsea, he plays it a little bit too safe. But you know, I got a lot of respect for the boy. He's got a lot of potential, and he gets a 7 today. He did well in that heat. CH played all right this morning. CH played all right. I saw some people who were saying he's probably the best player ever to walk onto a pitch after a pre-season game against a Udinese second 11, and I saw other people saying that he was horrible. He was neither. He looked dangerous in patches the way he always does, and I think he deserves a 7. Put his penalty away well as well. Pulisic gets a 5 from me. I don't think he did his claims for a first team spot any good at all this morning. He just goes over too easily. He gets touched, and I don't even think he's diving. That's the worrying thing. I don't even think he's playing for free kicks. I think he's just genuinely so weak from a anatomical, that's a big word for Chelsea chat, from a anatomical point of view that he hasn't got the strength to. I don't know what's happened to him, but he looks weaker. He looks weaker than he was under Lampard. That is for sure. Yeah, just looks like he don't want to be there. Probably don't. Probably won't be when the season starts, if the truth's known. Because if you watch Raheem Sterling last night and then you watch Pulisic this morning, it was like chalk and cheese. So Broja, yes, Broja, the cause of many internet arguments today, and you've got the Ronaldo brigade. Oh, Chelsea are used to winning European Cups, this, that, and we haven't got time to bet in young players. Oh, he missed, he needs selling in the morning. You've got that lot, and then you've got the other lot that think he's a young man, decent first season at Southampton, dipped in form like a lot of young players tend to do. I made the mistake of looking at stats and seeing that his first season compared favourably with Harry Kane's, and look what would have happened at Tottenham if they hadn't give Harry Kane a chance that second year. They'd probably be scurrying around for a 38-year-old diva to score them goals this season. So I think Broja should get a chance. I think physically he's very strong. I think he makes good, well thought out runs in the right place to score. I'd like to see him, after he's put his first couple of senior goals away, see how he progresses from there. So I would keep him. At the end of the day, though, doesn't matter what I do, doesn't matter what all the people on social media would do, doesn't matter how much they jump up and down, how many toys they throw out their pram. It's down to Tommy Tuchel. Looks like he's going to keep him there, and having watched his runs this morning and having watched his hold-up play and disregarding that atrocious miss, I think the lad's got a future, and I think it may well be at Chelsea. And the only way you get to know if these players are going to make it or not, I got asked why I thought Broja deserved the chance. Well, because he's been with us since he was a kid. He's put blood, sweat and tears into getting into the first team. And I think if someone does that and they look like they've got potential, then they've earned their chance to try. Call me old-fashioned, and I am. Okay, hope that's given you a bit of an insight. Things I took out of that game: Ruben Loftus-Cheek having a blinder. Oh, I forgot to say, Billy Gilmore come on for Gallagher. Looked assured. If Billy Gilmore don't get some minutes with us this year, I'll be saddened and shocked. That's got another internet debate going. But just personal opinion, like all these things are. Emerson came on for Sarr, and not surprisingly, we didn't miss Sarr. It was quite late in the game. Emerson didn't have a chance to do a lot. But they weren't really an attacking force, so no matter, you could have stuck me there and, well, yeah, I would have looked at that place. Who's that fat old geezer running around? Well, wobbling around. Let's get it right. Chilwell was replaced by Kennedy. Kennedy seems to have a new lease of life. He was sprightly. Looked like a player. He's got to be putting himself in the shop window. Got to be. Either that or he's going to stay and he's going to give it 110. But whatever's happened to him, he's having a new lease of life. He looks like someone stuck a couple of Duracell batteries up his backside. He keeps going. Harvey Vale come on for Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Callum Hudson-Odoi came on for Broja. Callum went to sort of right wing back, and Harvey Vale was up front. Harvey had a shot at goal. Callum had a shot at goal, whipped in some good crosses. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's an enigma. I think he will be again this season. In patches, he looks great. It'll be interesting to see how many minutes he actually gets, because he's had potential for years. I hope he does well. I could see him going out on loan. Oh, and Bettinelli replaced Kepa with, I think it was about 20 minutes to go, and Bettinelli passed it twice. So that's how dangerous Udinese were. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this update. Please subscribe to the channel, it helps me, and please throw the video a like, and I shall speak to you after Everton, not Tottenham, like that awful commentator for the Fifth Stand kept on saying this morning. If he's employed by Chelsea, he hasn't looked at their fixture list, and what a voice. He sounded like the AI man who commentates on the virtual racing at the bookies, or a really, really bad commentator in a porn film. But what he shouldn't be doing is commentating on football. Horrible voice, hasn't done his own work. If anyone on the internet should be having to go at anyone on Chelsea, it's that Fifth Stand commentator, and you won't hear any arguments from me. So, I'm off. Please subscribe, please throw a like. Speak to you after Everton. Up to Chelsea.